Hello and welcome to My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. Well, India's done it. 207 is what West Indies scored, and India got there. India got there in style with 6 wickets to spare. Let's have a look at what happened in the match. There was West Indies, of course, who batted first. It was India who won the toss, put West Indies into bat. They got 207. And then India, thanks to Captain Kohli, the aggressive, the big stage boxer, he was out there with his gloves off and he was dealing some punches. KL Rahul, his buddy there with him as well, and Rishabh Pant with a few big hits, and then 8 balls to spare and 6 wickets still in hand. India getting it done. There's, of course, 3 T20 internationals. India has won the first one here in Hyderabad and gone up 1-0 in the series. Have Simon Doull and Joy Bhattacharjya here with me. Oh, they did it. Man, that was big, yeah, Joy? That was big.
That was absolutely sensational. And what I loved about it was, all this time in the last couple of years, you've seen Virat the statesman and he's matured and all that. Today, he went back to Street Fighter mode. You call me, I'm going to call you out. You mess with me, I'll mess with you. And it was so good to see him in that mode. Statesman, Wadesman, be damned. I'm going to show you. You mess with me, I'll hit you back.
The Delhi boy.
It was so much fun.
We Delhi boys are like that, man. You're nice to us, we're nice to you. Mess with us, we chew you up.
He's like a
Simon, would you like to say something?
Like a fighter, isn't he? He needs to be hit.
Yep.
And he just needs to cop one before he sort of gets into action or something like that, because it was around that Kesrick Williams time, wasn't he? A little bit of to-ing and froing with Kesrick Williams. There was that little attempted shoulder that I didn't think there was anything in it. Kesrick Williams was going for the ball and then they dodged each other, and then there was just a few little moments, and once he got that glint in his eye, he was away, and boy, he played some shots. They were talking about that flick over mid-wicket. To me, the shot of the night for Kohli was the one off Jason Holder on the up into the top tier over long off.
Yeah.
That was the one that I'll remember for a long time. Yes, the flick looked good, but it was a great innings to watch.
We'll talk about his shots, of course, and he played some great shots. But the first 23, 24 balls, the truth is that he couldn't get going.
I told you, he looked like an ad for Inside Edge on Amazon Prime because everything he was inside edging. He said, is this a very subtle ad out here? Is there something happening out here that I don't understand? And then all you have to say is that you just turn it on a bit. Somebody's just, and players like Virat, and I've seen this in a lot of great players. Michael Jordan used to do a lot of this, which is find a reason to get himself angry.
Yeah.
And then when you're angry, then all that comes out, And great players tend to do that. They find ways to motivate themselves.
Didn't Mike Beerley do this with Ian Botham?
Yeah.
Got him angry?
Yeah,
No. Beefy used to just have to stay out until about 4 in the morning. It was like, you didn't have to get angry, I don't think. It was just like, they used to pay the 12th man to keep him out all night. So that when he arrived in the morning, he'd be raring to go. And there was a great story about another player they used to do that to was Basil D'Oliveira. Yeah. If Worcester needed a lot of runs on day number 4 of a 4-day game, the 12th man, everyone used to chip in. They chip money in, and they give the 12th man like £50. Back in those days, it was a lot of money. And apparently they'd take him out for the night.
Yeah.
And then just bring him back into the change room at some ungodly hour of the morning, lie him down on the bench, and then wake him up when it was his turn to bat, go out, smash 100, win the game, all good.
Really? Just the hangover is good enough.
The focus. When you know you've maybe had too much or been out, you have to prove yourself. And the focus that it gave him was something different by all accounts.
He was wondering why they were not taking him for a drink after he won them the match.
Exactly.
It's like, these guys are strange. They do it before the game, but not when I win them the game. Today, of course, there's going to be some people taking Virat Kohli out for drinks, so maybe he'll take everybody out for a drink, but barely anybody drinks in the Indian team, so probably green tea, I don't know, whatever floats their boat. But today for the West Indies bowlers, there was really, I don't know, let's have a look. Where do you think they were lacking, Simon?
Well, I thought they did a great job up front, to be honest. I know Jason Holder was a little bit expensive. Sheldon Cottrell was outstanding. We've come to expect that sort of performance from Sheldon Cottrell. They didn't start badly, but then once KL Rahul just looked like he was trying to put the hammer down a little bit, Pierre just got a little bit tight on his leg stump and got hit through square leg a couple of times. They just didn't quite have the plans sorted. You've got to try and make these guys hit one side of the ground and one side of the ground only. Try and block one off. If you're going to make KL Rahul hit offside, make him hit offside, but set a field accordingly. You can't have him hitting both sides of the wicket. Outside of Cottrell, they miss genuine quality spinners, don't they? And that's the big thing for me. Khairi Pierre is useful, but he's not an international quality bowler as yet. And Hayden Walsh Jr. is very, very new in his international career as well, and he's struggled a bit.
Yeah, then they just couldn't trust him to come back with the ball because he bowled just 2 overs, and finally Pollard had to come back in the end.
And the catch that he took, my goodness. A reluctant bowler, you say, but not a reluctant catcher, huh? Oh, boy.
And every year you tell yourself that, now the age is catching up with him and his body and all. And then he'll do something on the field which is absolutely magical. I mean, he's going in the wrong direction. That's important. But I think what is the best part about that catch is the fact that, like Mark Waugh, he always tries to take 2-hand catches. He never just sticks his hand out. He always plays safe, and great fielders have that thing that I'll try and always make it as safe as possible. He took it with both hands. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it really was a fantastic catch. But India, we were talking about how Virat Kohli got a little stuck in the beginning. He must have been, I think, 26 or 24 balls at one point, and then he launched. But let's have a look at the progression, the scoring rate as it went up through the innings. The power play, once again, nobody got it right. So the My 11 Circle expert couch, nobody sits on it. It sits there lonely, alone, with no friends. But we're sorry, we let you down, man. We all guessed something else. We let you down. We'll do better on Sunday. And then India did better, of course, in the back 6.5 there, just on fire.
I also think they missed
7.5 overs, you're going at like almost 50.
I think they needed wickets in that period from 7 to 11. Normally, when there's so much pressure and the asking rate creeps up to 10, 11, you start getting wickets. You see, because if they had wickets, they might have had a chance of stopping it. As it turned out, Virat, struggled through a very choppy start. But once he got going and then he could hit with impunity also, knowing there are 8 wickets. There are 8 wickets waiting to come in. There's Jadeja and the Hutch. Everyone is sitting inside waiting. So it gives you freedom as well.
It's a great way to map out a chase, to look at the back end of the innings and say, okay, what can we get? What can we get in the last 4?
Yeah.
We can get 15 and over for the last 4 if we have to. We can possibly get 50 to 60 in the last 4. So where do we need to be? Well, they put themselves in a great position after 14 overs, and then they got 80 in the next 5 overs from 11 onwards, I think it was. They got 80 in the next 5 overs. So that broke the back of it. But to me, they worked backwards and said, okay, we need to consolidate a little bit through the middle, but if we go at 9s, we only need 12s at the back end.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did. And it just needs someone to come in. We talked with Ajay Jadeja about it in the combox, that they just need one innings of 15, 20, 25 off about 5 or 6 balls, 7 balls, and it kind of gets things going. Today it was Kohli, who was 90 odd, but he got help from Rishabh Pant, 6 off his first ball, and that's all you need.
The thing is that it's quite interesting, the chase today. This is a very Virat Kohli kind of clinical chase, right? You see him doing this in one-day internationals. We've got to be honest. Where we've got to be honest. When we were watching till the 8th or 9th over, we were all going, well, this is, I don't know what's going on. This is slow. He's taking too much time. He knows what he's doing. This is his style, right? This is his style. He's clinical. Because any other team, if you had told them you need over 10 and over to begin with, would try to go hammer and tong, saying we've got Jadeja coming down at 7. We've got Washington Sundar, we've got enough firepower, let's just go hammer and tongs. VK didn't.
He didn't. Also, he wasn't getting it. He wasn't timing it.
Yeah.
It was clear. He was struggling with this timing. Something clicked. After that, that confrontation, one shot, I think it was that straight 6, which was that just set him off. And after that, he was a different batsman. And it happens to a lot of batsmen. One really true hit from the middle of the bat, and you suddenly feel that everything has changed.
It's timing, isn't it? Because early, I think he was trying to hit it too hard.
You're exactly right.
He was trying to hit the ball too hard early on. He was 3 from 9. He finished 94 from 50.
Yeah.
He was 26 from 24, as you said.
Yeah.
So what do you go from 26 from 24?
About 70 odd runs in like 25 balls.
In his next 26 balls, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, you're right. You remember when he was trying to hit it past point, and he hit it really hard, and it hit it into the ground. And it didn't
inside
go
edges, as
exactly.
he said.
He was trying.
Yeah, but when he keeps his shape, and when Virat Kohli's keeping his shape, because then he hits it extra cover and long off in the air. And he played a couple of shots, and I think one of them was off Kari Pierre, where he was inside out over extra cover and just held his shape a little bit. The ball wasn't there at all. It was more of a shortish length delivery, but he still managed to keep his shape and hit it over extra cover. Then that one off Jason Holder. And then there was a straight one off Kesrick Williams that nearly took his head off.
Yeah, correct.
And they're the 3 that stand out for me, whereas that's timing. And when he gets his timing right and he keeps his shape and everything stays in line rather than going across and trying to hit it too hard, that's when he's at his best.
Let's also, I mean, this happens. Obviously, Virat Kohli is a major talking point always, and you are when you score 94 and so close to 100, which would have been a record 100 actually, would have been tied with, would have been tied or would have gone ahead of Ricky.
71.
Would have tied. Would have
Ricky
tied with
71,
him.
yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of time, isn't it? Yeah, you got Ponting at 71, and then after that, well, there's daylight, and then the summit, right?
Look, whatever else happens, there's almost no doubt that Virat Kohli will retire as the greatest ODI batsman in history. That's going to happen. He's 32 years old. He's got enough time to do it. He's definitely going to retire as the greatest ODI batsman in history. I mean, whoever catches him up will be after that, and nobody looks close at this point.
The remarkable resemblance in age, at the same age, Sachin Tendulkar had 70 hundreds.
Yeah.
At the same age. So, but by the time he was 32, Sachin had 73.
Yeah.
And Virat's probably going to go past that, I think. So, to me, he'll go past 100 hundreds.
But will he play as long?
Yeah,
will he play as long as Sachin?
But remember one thing.
I feel because he burns really bright. He burns bright.
He started much after Sachin. Remember, Sachin started as a 16-year-old.
16.
Virat Kohli effectively started off under 19. About 2021 was when he played his first one-day international. So 2021.
19?
No, 19. He was 19 when he played his one-day.
Still, big difference. It's 3 years.
Still 3 years on him.
Yeah. Well, nobody can play as long as Sachin did.
And remember, Virat never used to get regularly picked at that point in time.
Correct. And anyway, let's not compare Sachin and Virat. You can't compare them. We as Indian fans are just lucky that we have both of them here, right? We watched one and now we're watching the other. And hopefully, we'll watch a third one after Virat retires. But right now, let's talk about his partner, KL Rahul, that big partnership with him. And in fact, KL Rahul took the onus on him when Virat was getting a little stuck. When he was in sort of sludge, wasn't being able to get into four-wheel drive, it was KL Rahul who got that partnership going.
Yeah, he did. He lost Rohit Sharma quite early on. Again, played some nice shots. When Jason Holder came on, just gave him a little bit of width, and that let KL just find his feet as well. The square cuts, I think he hit 3 boundaries in that first over from Holder. Just found his rhythm a little bit, found his timing, got the left arm spinner away quite nicely too, a couple of times over square leg. But a good innings. I think he's he's got to take that responsibility on. His record's very good. He's striking just under 140, I think, career in T20 internationals. So he's a quality player, and there was a good innings tonight to sort of help Kohli along the way.
Words on KL Rahul, sir?
No, nothing.
Some words.
I think the most important thing is if you look at batsmen, you have to make out what is it that they do best when they're there. And Rahul's basically square of the wicket on both sides. He plays it beautifully, square of the wicket on both sides, and that's what he did. Whereas Virat, when he came in, when he's really hitting it from here to here, that's when he's at his perfect.
He's the V. He's the V that plays in the V.
Yeah. So that's the interesting thing. And I think Rahul did that well.
Yeah.
That took pressure. Otherwise, the kind of bog that Virat was in, he would have taken more risks had Rahul not kept the scoring up there.
Yeah, and that's why they got 100 runs in 62 balls. And you can see that obviously it was Rahul who took the lead first, and then it was Kohli who caught up and overtook him, and then just sort of went ahead. The number of sixes.
Yeah, it's still never enough though. There's a couple of times in that partnership, and even late in the piece there, where Kohli's pushing for 2. Shreyas Iyer didn't take it 2. He didn't come back, and he's gesturing at him.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
All of these runs, every single run to him means everything, and he never ever stops trying or pushing or searching for that extra one, and I think that's what I really admire about the way he plays. It's nothing's ever enough. He's always looking for more, striving for more, and he expects the best out of his teammates.
Yeah.
Whether it be Rishabh Pant not quite running the first one hard enough, whether it was Shreyas Iyer not running the first one hard enough, he is pushing these guys. So the next generation coming through Indian cricket is expected
the work
to
ethic
play
is
absolutely,
Yeah.
and he's driving that. And it bodes so well for the future of all of these guys coming through underneath him.
And today, of course, he was. It was like he was on a comedy show. He was sort of angry. He was boxing. He was signaling to the umpires. He did that sort of celebration with the notebook. He was
showed them I watch Caribbean Premier League as well. I watch all the cricket from around the world. I know about all of you guys.
Correct.
Also, I think today, whoever was there listening to the stump microphone would have smiled a bit and turned it down a bit because they'd say, yeah, Virat's really informed today.
Virat is giving us some Delhi pearls of wisdom.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. Of course you know what I mean. But let's move ahead now. Let's talk about our My 11 Circle champion of the day. Let's have a look at who the winner is today. It's Arjun Patole. Well done, 329.5 points. And I would give you some praise and I would give you a prize. But with those blue shades, bruh, I don't think you need no praise, man. You don't need nobody after you got blue shades. Those are pretty cool shades.
They were cool.
I like them.
Very cool. I want some. Tell us where you got them from.
Come on, Arjun. Just tell us where you got them. Yeah, right into us. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live. Okay, what else have we got? We've also got the team, the My 11 Circle Ultimate Team of the day. And these, of course, are the top 11 players. If you had picked them, you would get the most points. If you had picked Virat Kohli as the captain, you would have got bonus points, of course. But yeah, I guess you probably would have picked Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma as the captain. So if you picked him, you did well. These, of course, are the top 11 performers today from the game.
It just shows you, doesn't it, how one man can turn a game a little bit, or two men can turn a game, because there's 6 West Indies players
Yeah.
They're more West
in that
Indian
My
than
11
Indian,
Yeah.
team. So
Yeah, because
it
they
just
got you
shows
the points. They played. They scored 200 runs, 207 runs. The team. They got the points.
How
But
did
of
Rohit
course,
Yeah,
Sharma
exactly.
make it?
How did
Rohit
Rohit Sharma make
Sharma
it?
make it?
catches,
Catches.
dropped catches.
Catches win matches.
Yeah, just catches.
But I'm just struggling to see how he would have made it.
No catches. He gets the points for the catches. Catch
How many did he take? One?
One catch.
One?
and the fielding.
Two?
I gave him bonus points.
Okay.
Okay.
you gave me.
Oh,
Don't
you-
question Rohit Sharma being in there. Okay. All right, guys.
All right.
We're in
Never
Mumbai.
again.
They're shooting in
Never
Mumbai.
again.
We're in Mumbai. We're all wearing blue. Just don't be disloyal.
Never again.
All right? Excellent. Okay, well, let's have a look at the West Indies team and see would they try to make any changes for the next game. You don't usually want to make changes after just one game, but you have got the squad there. You get Puran, apparently, who gets available.
Yeah, he
right, for the
becomes
next
available.
game.
He becomes
He
available
does. His
for,
suspension goes.
Yep. Fabian Allen, I mean, he's a chance to come, and he bats as well, bowls his left arm spin, so he could replace Kairu Pierre as a left arm spin option and very, very useful batsman. But do they go down the seam route? Do they leave Jason Holder out? Maybe bring Kimo Paul in?
Yeah, that's about as much as you can do. But Holder did. I mean, they might think that Kestic Williams is not really being up to par so
Yeah.
far. The other one I'd think about is that definitely if Lendl Simmons. I mean, if you have a batsman of the quality of Puran available, Simmons is the only batsman in that lineup I'd look at dropping, because everyone else reasonably looked in.
Puran can come into the top, and maybe they can bring Fabian Allen in for Kairu Pierre, or bring him in for Kesrick Williams, play an extra spinner.
Yeah.
And
Williams would
Pollard's,
want to.
Pollard's just going to have to bowl a bit more.
Yeah, Williams would want to perhaps take a couple of days to lick his wounds after, what is
60.
it, 60 in 3.4
4,
overs.
Deepak Char and he would be having
Yeah,
a
it's a bad
long
day
chat
out.
this evening.
Yeah.
They're going to go and have a green tea together.
Yeah, they should.
Green tea is the word for it. I had one other question. We saw these no balls today, okay? And I think you're the man who's, put this idea into their head, and I think it's a great idea. Here's one question I want to ask you, that when this happens, okay? Suppose I call it, okay? If it's a flagrant no ball, okay? Suppose only the third umpire is calling it, then the batsman does not have the advantage of being able to hit that ball because it's not being called by the umpire there.
Yes.
Your chance of hitting the ball immediately is there only if the on-field umpire calls it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that if the on-field umpire calls a no ball, why aren't you allowing that? Because that actually gives a batsman a chance to take a risk on that current delivery.
Because no batsman in the history of the game has ever
Waited for a no ball.
heard a no ball call and changed their shot.
Correct it. Oh.
In the history of the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Yeah.
By the time the umpire sees it, calls it, puts his arm out, the ball is already at the other end and gone. Even from a spin bowler. Never ever have I seen a batsman have the ability to change his mind, change his shot, do anything in the history of the game.
And also,
So it actually doesn't make a difference.
Which is why you've played international cricket.
But no, I'm not. It's just
That's a fair
even,
point.
even if you're out. I mean, if you're out there, if
No,
all you
it's an
players,
absolute fair point.
Yeah, but if all you play is gully cricket, if you're sitting there watching this, I want you to try it legitimately. Just have someone randomly call a no ball in an over and see if you can change your mind and change your shot, because you can't. It is impossible.
Fair point. We might try.
I like it. I like the idea tonight. I thought it was good. Possibly just took a little bit long.
Yeah.
I wanted a little bit more instantly. I know Anil Chaudhary was trying to be very diligent and make sure he was absolutely right and spot on. Yeah. But I'd like it to happen just a little quicker.
Yeah, because you've done this to eliminate margin of error. Then you can't have any margin of error on.
Correct, yeah.
So and it's the first time. You've got to give him a little time to
absolutely.
make sure he gets it
absolutely. Right. And I think it will get quicker as time goes on.
Yeah, I think first day he would have just said, of course, he's making history, and it's nice for an umpire to make history.
Yeah, but also he made history, but I don't think he made dinner.
No. See, all of a sudden he's got a lot more work to do.
Yeah. I think it shut by the time he got there. I think the buffet was shut. Sorry, sir. We're done.
Yeah, these third umpires, they're going to ask for a pay raise soon. I promise you that.
Used to be a cushy job. Now it's only air conditioning. That's all it gives you is air conditioning. All right, let's have a look at the Indian team as well. The Indian team, of course, winning today. But would you like to make any change? There are some players that we've been wanting to see. Especially, we spoke about Sanju Samson before the game began as well. I don't know what Samson has to do to get a game. Cut his hair, grow his hair. I don't know.
Maybe play in Trivandrum.
Yeah.
Maybe that helps.
Play in Trivandrum, yes. Perhaps. I don't know.
Who knows?
Sing Hey There Delilah. I don't know.
See, my point is, again, you have right now, whatever else has happened, KL Rahul is clearly a part of India's long-term plans. So if they give him a 2-match rest, I don't see anyone hurting for it. Why wouldn't you try out? If the idea is to try out players before the 2020 World Cup,
1-0.
Why wouldn't you try it? I mean, if you lost this game, you say, I don't really want to lose a series, I could think about it. I would try it now, and I'd give anyone who came in at least 2 chances. Don't give them that 1 chance. It's just too much pressure on the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be a nice time to change it, nice time to find out whether he's good enough. Rishabh Pant didn't have a great night with the gloves. Again, tonight he was a little bit untidy, I thought, so maybe that puts a little bit of pressure on him as well. If Sanju Samson comes in and wicket keeps for a couple of games.
Yeah.
It might put a little bit of pressure on Rishabh Pant and just give him just the little G up that he might need as well.
Yeah, well, you, of course, can pick your team on My 11th Circle. How do you do that? Well, our next game is on Sunday at 7 p.m., which is, of course, the 8th of December. That's happening in Trivandrum. You go to my11thcircle.com. You download the app. You pick the game, which is India-West Indies, as I just said. Pick your players. You need 11. You need to pick a captain as well who gets you double points. So do that carefully. Beat Dada and win 3 times more cash. That is Dada Kawada, bro. Dada Kawada. All right. We finished quite early compared to IPL games, right? I don't know what to do.
That's amazing. Just like, what am I going to do?
I have a loose end. Should we go get some green teas?
Yeah, I think so.
Bro.
Green tea.
Yeah.
We get home before
That's
midnight.
what I really like drinking after 8.
Just a couple of green teas.
Yeah. 4 green teas. I'm one of those,
Till 4 in the morning.
I like strong green teas.
Well, don't follow us, honestly. You can follow Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli, after the game, also said, I want all the kids who want to follow me, don't follow the first half of my batting, follow the second half of my batting. Yeah, this is the school of obvious, man. We saw that. Don't worry, no one's following it. More importantly, we don't want you to follow your first half of your batting. Again, follow the second half. That's very nice. We like watching that. That's poetry. It's brutal poetry in motion.
It's great to watch.
It's brutal poetry.
It is.
It's hard rap.
It's great to watch. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that second half of it tonight.
Excellent. We all did. Well, that's what happens. India, of course, big target, a record target at home. And of course, India got it. We have to talk about the question that Joy gave us a little earlier, and the answer to that is a very difficult question. It's today very difficult question because today's are Googly's questions.
Googly's question. Because nobody else seemed to bowl a googly today. That's
why
I might as well bowl one.
Too much due, sir. Too much due. But let's have a look. This is the question. The question is, who has the highest T20 international score playing on a home ground in India? Well, it's not an Indian.
It's not an Indian because Afghanistan have played their home matches in India. They used to play in Dehradun, and Hazratullah Zazai got 162 against Ireland, and that is the highest score by a player playing in his home ground in India.
Sir, very bad, sir. Very, very tricky.
Nasty.
Very good.
Very tricky.
But you have to be nasty, don't you? Because it's so easy to Google.
Yeah.
Just go online, okay, boom, done. Answer, send it in.
So everybody possibly checked Virat Kohli highest score, Rohit highest score.
Yeah.
They checked everybody's. But it was Zazai. All right. Did somebody get it right? Who got it right? Let's see who got it right. Not Crick Rohit, was it? No. It's Rajdeep Bhattacharya. Congratulations. Rajdeep, born, of course, on the 26th of September. This is evident from... Come on. Got to be.
Libra.
Gotta be. By the way, I do want to ask you, is this nepotism, Mr. Joy Bhattacharya? Is this nepotism at play?
Since there are maybe about 240,000 Bhattacharyas in this country, maybe 240 to 250,000. I mean, the number...
That is not an answer. It's not a convincing answer, I'm sorry.
Do you know that man?
They
Do you know him?
I know 15 Razi Bhattacharyas. No, I don't actually.
Thank you.
The nation wants an answer.
And we deserve an answer.
Tell us.
I don't know him.
Do you
I
know
don't
young boy
I
Raju?
don't know him.
Raju Bhattu?
I promised him a table. I can't give it to him. I had something to do. I owe him money.
It's right, it's fair. We've got a confession out of him. We've got a confession out of him. Green teas are on him today. He's a naughty boy. All right, us naughty boys are out of here. And we, of course, are going to see you on Sunday evening at 6:30 p.m. IST. We know you watch us from sort of all corners of the world. So half an hour before the game, or pretty much the moment the toss gets done, we're going to be here. The three of us are going to be here. It is a big game on Sunday, so I'm giving Joy £50 to make sure he takes Simon out tomorrow night. That's him back only at 6 a.m. on Sunday. We're going to get some more crazy predictions from him on Sunday, right?
Look forward to it.
Fix the crystal ball.
Yeah.
Fix.
I've got to take it down to the mall tomorrow and get it glued up.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you should do. All right. So we're going to see you on Sunday. Thank you so much. Big thank you to Joy and Simon. I'm Gaurav Kapur. You were watching My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. We're out of here, bruh. Out of here.